Well, happy Monday, everyone, and welcome to News Happy Hour. What a roller coaster of a weekend, and we've got some stuff we want to talk to you about today. How are you doing, Jonathan?
I'm tired today. I'm feeling my age plus a few.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll tell you who else is probably tired this morning is Donald Trump, because he was incredibly busy all weekend long in Tariff Town. And meanwhile, his little imp, his little minion, his Oompa Loompa, was busy raising hell with the USAID building. Now, just this morning, congressional Democrats were denied entry early today to the
Denied entry.
USAID building. Federal law enforcement officers blocked the door.
Who did they block out?
They blocked out congressional Democrats that were going into the building, and they were not allowed into that agency's headquarters. They were denied access to that.
Congressmen, congresswomen
Correct.
who were Democrats were told
Correct.
you cannot come into this federal building.
That's the word.
What gives them the right to stop them from coming in?
Well, here's some more of the chain of events of that whole thing. Now, the move came after Democrats blasted Elon Musk and members of his Doge. Is that what this stupid thing? DOGE, whatever,
Yeah, yeah.
doggy. Oh, I like doggy. His doggy task force from demanding and gaining access to the internal government systems, even though that is not a government agency. So they blocked him and then he locked him out of the building.
This is a mess.
It really is. It says here they were told to stay out of the agency's Washington headquarters. There's yellow police tape. There's officers blocking the lobby. Billionaire Elon Musk announced today that President Trump had agreed with him to shut down the agency. About 600 additional employees had reported being locked out of the agency's computer systems overnight. So, overnight, the end of your weekend, you get that sad Sunday thing, and now it's worse because you're out of a job.
And so Musk
Um,
says, we're not going to do this anymore. At least we're going to reevaluate it,
yeah,
whatever. And until we fix it, none of you who work here have a job. None of you get paid, nothing like that. And even
yeah.
even the country's elected representatives can't go in order to snoop around, do their job and find out what's going on.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Well, do they say what they think the desired outcome of this U.S. aid uh, hold or shutdown is supposed to be?
Well, it's not a governmental agency, so it's not run by the government. And that does not sit well with Donald Trump and his first lady, Elon, or maybe that's the other way around. Um, So they want to absorb it into, I don't know if they're going to absorb it into his Department of Government Efficiency or what is going to happen with it. But they say it's according to him, it's an uncooperative and opaque agency that's failed to answer questions about its funding or operate in line with the Trump administration's policy agenda. That's when he froze all that federal spending. That's what this was about. It was about this agency.
I understand if this were a corporation. I understand that we're not going to spend any more money. We're not going to put anything else into this until we do a full analysis and we look at what it is that it's actually doing and how we can improve it. Because the bottom line there is the bottom line. But here with this, I don't think profitability is the bottom line here. I think
Was it really
humanity.
that broken? Let's take this and talk about a car as if we're talking about this department.
Okay.
We have a car and it's running okay, and we want to make it better. Okay. We want to absorb it into something else. So the way we're going about that, just to mirror this, is we're going to take a hammer to it and we're going to beat the shit out of it. We're going to take the entire engine out, and now we have no way to get to work. But I'm fixing the car. Don't you worry about that. But now you have no car. Do you see what I'm saying?
I
Why
see
are you
exactly
breaking
what
it
you're saying.
down like that? Was that necessary to fire all those people? A lot of career people working for the government, their whole entire lives are losing their job for no good reason. And I
It,
don't get the Elon Musk thing. I really don't. You ever watch Seinfeld and you know the episode of Seinfeld where George just goes to work somewhere? He just was never hired there. He just showed up and went to work. Do you remember that episode?
I don't remember that episode, but I can see it in my mind.
Because he just kept going to work and
Was he getting
nobody
paid?
questioned it until he screwed something up really bad. And then he just went, well, I really don't work here anyway. So
He wasn't even getting paid for it.
I think he was getting paid after that. Like you go
Wow.
down to HR and say, oh, there must be a problem. I didn't get my paycheck.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Oh, well, here, honey, you fill out the forms and we'll get you all hooked up.
oh no.
So there's a big similarity there.
Yeah, I could see
There's
that.
something to be learned from sitcoms, telling you right now.
This is this is so confusing. And I think that's deliberate. I think it's
I
supposed to
think so
be
too.
confusing.
I mean, they couldn't have tried to plan a revamp of that department with the people that are there.
Aren't there laws and rules or procedures or whatever in place that state you can't just shut something like that down? That's either in that agency or in the government. Isn't there something that says this is the procedure if we want to reevaluate some of these procedures,
Well, I
processes,
think there
whatever?
I think there are problems with that, and I think there are already some court cases in the works for all the people from the FBI that got fired because those were senior officials getting pushed out there, and pretty much the same thing that's going on with this USAID thing is going on with the FBI. I mean, I don't understand with the workforce why you get rid of all of them. You can't tell me. Now, I'm sure there was some lazy motherfuckers that come in and they're on Instagram too long or TikTok or whatever, but I'll bet you there was some fantastic employees there and you blew them out also. That just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, that's what
It really doesn't.
that's why I'm saying it seems more like a move that a business that sees everybody as a number, not an individual. Like, then again, who's doing this is Elon Musk. What is he famous for
Yeah.
doing with other companies like X, Twitter, whatever, where people would lose their jobs
Yeah.
overnight? Um,
Well, do you know, I think it was the USAID firings. The initial email that went out to everybody to let them know that their job was going away had the same subject line as the one Elon Musk used to fire people in the beginning of X.
oh no, what was that
Yeah,
subject line?
a fork in the road. The fork was not on the road, it was in their neck.
Oh, it's
I
how
mean,
funny, but how terrible.
really? That is just, you're just straight up saying that I'm just trimming the fat and I'm not even checking for anything good.
You know, let me think carefully of how I'm going to say this. I hope that, or I would like to hope that the outcome of all of this will be surprising in a positive
Yeah.
way, and things will be better. I want to hope for that. It's really hard to do that, but I want to think to myself, okay, if there's some good that will come out of this, perhaps it will. And maybe we'll wait to see what that is. I'm trying to stay positive on
I
this.
think we'll be waiting for a long time. That's what I think.
Because like, well, that's what I'm saying. What is the goal? What is the desired outcome? Just to do away with this agency completely, or to better target the spending? Well, if that's the case, who decides what that target
Congress.
should be? Right. So then how
Yeah,
does Elon Musk have any control over that?
exactly. Exactly. So I think you're going to see a lot of people challenging this whole, you know, firing people thing because they're career civil servants. You can't just fire them for nothing. So I think there's going to be a lot of problems there.
It's the unchecked power that's scary.
Yes. Yes, it
With
is.
great power comes great responsibility, but I think also great accountability. And there's none of that. There doesn't seem to be any of that here.
I mean, and where do you go from here? What do you do? I mean, I feel very powerless about it.
I think that's how you're
Am I
supposed to
writing a
feel.
letter to my congressman? Because I'm thinking that's not the best way to go.
something major is going to happen in all of this. And
Oh man,
I
can't
don't
you
know
feel
what that's,
it?
yeah, yeah. It's like waiting for a sneeze. It's
Yeah.
like that moment in the movie when you don't know which wire to cut, but the clock is ticking down, and so you just go, well, what the heck, I'll cut the blue one. Something is about to happen
Yeah.
because I don't
Yeah,
think,
they're about to cut the blue wire and they're going to commercial, so you're not going to know what's going to happen for at least 3 to 5 minutes.
oh my God, that is a great way to put it. You're
You
absolutely
know what I
right.
mean?
The entire nation, at least those who are concerned with this, I guess, feel like they're in fight or flight mode right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Everybody's
think you're
like,
right.
except for the people in charge or the people who have taken charge. Because can't Congress do something? I mean, if they're told you can't come in, can't they go back to the chamber and vote? But I guess they can't, because if they do vote, then the people who support Donald Trump are going to knock that down.
Well, and that's very possible. And I really don't know what the course of action is supposed to be. You know what I mean? It just looks like regular channels of lawmaking are not, nobody cares about those right now. We're just going to issue a bunch of executive orders. A lot of people are going to waste a bunch of time fighting them, you know. Um, and meanwhile, he is doing, I mean, who the hell knows what people? I guess you could look at Project 2025 and know exactly what he is doing and what he is going to do next. That's what you could do because
Is
all this stuff is right out of that book.
I was just going to ask that. So everything that's happening now is in Project 2025?
I believe so.
I wonder, are they going in order? Can we just turn a couple
I
of
know,
pages
right?
and
That would
see
be
what's going
great.
to
We could get a
happen?
synopsis of that, like a timeline and stuff. I have a feeling that the whole book was not supposed to be accomplished in 2 weeks, but they're full steam ahead. Full steam ahead. And we will be keeping an eye on them for you people. We will. And now there are so many places that you can find this show.
Yeah,
Because
tell
you know
me.
what? You can find us anywhere you listen to your podcasts.
Boom.
iHeartRadio, Spotify, Audible, whatever. We're there. Uh-huh. So go check that out.
You're welcome.
And thanks for being here.
You're welcome.